Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm DM, and today I got a couple of tips and tricks for you to make sure that you can get better with Valorant and understand the game a little more and kind of get better with it. So, let's get right into it. And I think a really good one is that you should play with your friends and they can help you out and you can help them out. You can get ranked together because one thing about competitive is that you have to be within two ranks of each other, I think it is, or two skill groups of each other, or it won't let you play with each other just to make sure that you're not too far above each other or below each other. So that way you're not completely carrying someone that's in like iron and you're all the way up in diamond. So to get ranked, you have to do 20 unrated matches and then 5 competitive to get your rank. There's a bunch of skill groups. I think there's like 5 skill groups, and in those 5, there's like 3 types of ranks in each skill group. Like there's for iron, I think you start in, or bronze. There's like 3. You go like 1, 2, 3, and then you go up, or it's 3, 2, 1, then you go up. I'm not completely sure. I think it's 3, 2, 1, and then you go up to the next rank, which you start in like iron, and then you go up to bronze, and then you go to gold, and then I think it's platinum and then diamond. So then you just work your way up pretty much. And so I get a bunch of tips and tricks, and they're kind of out of order, but they really do help, and it helps you understand the game even more, especially since we're in beta right now. It'll help a lot for when the game comes out. So we have the bomb takes 45 seconds from the time it's planted until it blows up. So from that time, you can go and clear the site, make sure no one's around, and then still have enough time to defuse. It might not be too much time to do everything you need to do, but it's sufficient time so that way you can do pretty much what you need to do. It takes 4 seconds to plant, and then it takes 7.5 seconds to fully defuse the bomb. The bomb can be defused halfway, so that way if you need to stop or get killed, someone else or yourself can come back and continue to plant the bomb. So that way it helps with not having a defuse kit like from CSGO, because there's no defuse kits in the game, so it compensates for that and it helps really well. There's currently 3 maps in the game that are in unrated and competitive both. It's Bind, Haven, and Split. They're pretty cool maps. Split has ropes in it and only has 2 bomb sites. I believe Haven has 3 and Bind has 2. Or Bind has 3 and Haven has 2. I can't fully remember, but I know Split has 2 bomb sites, and then it has the little ropes in the sewers that you can use to try to go around people to get the flank, which is really nice. When you run in the game, which is just the default speed of moving, there will be a gray circle on your minimap surrounding you, and in that is how far away people can hear you. To negate that is you can walk or crouch. Crouching is slower than walking, but they both don't have any footstep noises, so that way you can walk around and the enemies can't hear you at all, I believe, unless you fall. When you fall, even if you're walking or crouching, you still take some noise. Um, it's good use. It's good to use the practice game mode before getting into a match, especially competitive, so that way you can kind of warm up a little bit and try to get into it a little bit, like 10 minutes a day before you get into a game of unrated or competitive, so that way you can kind of warm up a little bit, and that way you can kind of get the feel of it again. So I have some for the operators too, as well as just the base game, and one for the operators or characters, whatever you want to call them, is you can use Sage's wall to boost on top of the wall to get a better angle or to see over things. or you can even you can get on top of the wall to jump onto another platform, because you can't get to some platforms unless you're Jet, because she can float and then she can dash up and stuff like that. So to use stages, you don't have to have that jump or the float. You can just use the wall to get up, and then you can get on top of things or different platforms. So that way you can have a angle at someone before they can even walk in the room, such as on, I forget what it might be, Haven. You can sit on one of the crates on by the showers on A bomb, and then they can walk in there and they might not even be expecting it, and then you gun them down real quick. So that way, that's one less kill they have to worry about, and they probably won't even see you, so you won't take any damage, and that's one less person your teammate has to worry about, or your teams have to worry about, whatever. You keep your abilities after death, so that way you can use them again next round. So they're always good to buy, and they don't cost too much. I think it's 100 for one ability, and then it's 200 for another ability. I know it is that way for Phoenix. Like I main Phoenix personally, and I like Cypher too. But for Phoenix, his flashbangs are the fire flashbangs. They're 100 apiece, and then his firewall is 200. So it's not that much. You can get them in the first round if you wanted to, or you can wait until maybe the third round and then go ahead and buy them. And that way you can just hang on to them. Even if you die, you keep them. So it's always good to have. If you get revived, you also keep them. So if you get revived, you can go and jump back in and use them. With Phoenix's E ability, which he throws a little fireball and it creates a area of effect that has the fire, which you can use against enemies, or you can use to heal Phoenix himself, as well as the firewall. The firewall can also be used to heal him and create a barrier where the enemy can't really see you. So that's really good for Phoenix. But the abilities that you have can damage your teammates. So say that area of effect on the ground is fire ability. If I throw that on the ground and my teammate walks in, that damages them. So you don't really want to use your abilities too much around people. Or something like his firewall. If the teammate walks through it, it'll hurt them. Or Viper's smoke grenades or whatever, the gas grenades, they can damage the teammates. So you want to make sure that you're not around your teammates as much when you're doing that, so that way your teammates aren't getting affected by it and losing less health. So try to stay away from that if you can. To get 100% accuracy, you have to be completely still. So any kind of movements, well, there's a couple movements that you can do from side to side that will negate that effect, I guess, where you can get a couple of shots off that are 100% accuracy. But to get that 100% accuracy with the rifles and pistols and sniper rifles and whatnot, you want to try to make sure that you're completely still, and that way your shots are right on and it's not too much recoil, because it blasts the recoil out of the water for some reason. Walking or running, they both they get off your recoil kind of thing. So it's a lot of recoil and it just blows your accuracy out of the water. Unless you're using shotguns like the Bucky or the Grudge, or the Judge. If you're using those, then even if you're moving or jumping or anything, the accuracy, as long as it's pretty much in that little circle, the accuracy is still 100% because of their blast radius, I guess. Abilities do damage to your opponents, like I said. So I'm gonna make sure you got that. Bullets do not deal damage to your teammates, though, or the knife, it doesn't do any damage to your teammates. So that's really good. You don't have to really worry about that. I mean, you don't really want to shoot your teammates, but it doesn't really matter as much. You're just kind of wasting bullets, though. And you can't shoot through your teammates, I don't think. So try to make sure you're not really shooting through your teammates or whatnot. Ultimates carry into the next half, which is really cool. And they start at halfway, so that way you only have to get 3 kills instead of the full 6. So that way, even if you didn't get that many last round, or you use your ult, it starts at halfway. So that's really good. And They also have 3 orbs around the map that you can go ahead and pick up, and you can technically get it in like that round if you wanted to, or if you get the 3 kills off, that'd be really cool, and you can go ahead and use your ace, or not ace. You can go ahead and use your ult, so that's really cool. After the bomb goes off, it's not like CS:GO that has a small radius and deals some damage. It has a huge radius, and if you're in that radius, it doesn't do damage. It just completely kills you. I think it actually does 999 damage. So you want to make sure when you hear it go like beeping really fast, you want to make sure you can get away. If there's a portal like there is on one of the maps, you can jump through those portals, go across the map, and that way you're completely out of the range. Or you can switch to your knife or pistol. The pistol, you can move faster than what your primary is. However, if you use the knife, it's even faster. Maybe not by too much, but it is a little bit faster, and you need that little extra edge. That way you're not in that blast radius. Also, the bomb can be defused halfway, right? And some guns can aim down sights. However, when you are aiming down sights, it will have a different type of fire rate, like the Bulldog for say, which is one of the rifles. It has a full auto when you're not aiming, but when you start aiming, it turns into semi-auto. Or when you're using the Vandal, when you aim, the rate of fire goes down, but you can have a little more accuracy, I think. Unless you are used to CS:GO, which has something like that, like the AK. If you can use that really well, it's also really nice. So that way you can get full accuracy and the good rate of fire. Now, 2 of the rifles are 2900, which is the Phantom and the Vandal. The Phantom has a higher rate of fire, but has less damage. The Vandal has more rate of less. The Phantom has more rate of fire, but less damage. The Vandal has less rate of fire but higher damage, and the Vandal has a one-shot headshot from any range. I believe. I don't know if it's been tested across the completely ridiculous maps ranges, but as far as people know currently, it can do one-shot headshot across any amount of range that we've seen. So that's some good tips and tricks to help you get more ranks up and just get better at the game. So I really hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to see more tips and tricks, I've got more. I just thought these quick, like 25 would be really good, and be kind of a short video, but a good little thing to do to help you all out, and to make sure that you can try to get better at the game and understand it more, so that way when the game does come out, you can already get going at it and understand it and be really good and confident with it. And hopefully we can all get to diamond level, diamond level, because that would be really great. Or I think there's even higher, which the highest is, I think, Valorant or champion or something like that. So if we could get there, that would be awesome, and I would really like to help you guys get there. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see more, please let me know. Feel free to like and subscribe, and that's all for me. Bye.